Okay, everyone, I got the opportunity to talk in front of a camera with some nice lighting and a background to talk a little bit about myself and me being a sperm donor. So I'm going to try and freestyle this video. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about me being a sperm donor, and I just want to go through those questions. Just want to show a bit of myself. You know, you can look at my looks on my Instagram donor page. It's called @DonorDan. Donor Dan is the name, DONORDAN. That's my Instagram name with all sorts of information, all my tests, pictures of me as a child, pictures of my brothers as a child, my half sisters, my half brothers, my father, my mother. What else do I got on there? Sometimes I post some funny memes because I'm trying to make this whole topic of sperm donation to kind of normalize it. For me, it's been very normal. My mother was in her late 30s when she had my brother and myself. She decided to be a single mom, so she was a single mother by choice and really wanted kids. So she went with IVF and worked with a sperm donor. But I'm not going to go too deep into that yet. This is going to be a long video. It's going to be 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes. I don't know yet. It's going to be a freestyle. So let's get into it. Looking for my first introduction, the same you found on Facebook, but I'm just going to introduce myself using that introduction, but also just, commenting and just mentioning a few things about myself. So as said, I was raised by a single mom, so the whole industry of sperm donation for me has always been very normal. I don't feel like it's that awkward. I feel like it's just kind of a way to have kids, to have babies, a mother, a woman whose purpose deep down might be to be a mother, wants a child, and she doesn't want to have it with a male partner. She could be in a lesbian relationship, she could be a single mom by choice, or she is with a male partner who is not able to replicate, who's not able to donate, basically, his genes. And then the choice is made to look for a sperm donor, right? And there's a lot of sperm donors out there. I decided I wanted to be a sperm donor because I looked at my half-siblings and I was like, damn, growing up with these half-siblings was pretty awesome, pretty cool. I want the same for my children. I want the same for my offspring. And I try to divide in children and offspring, right? My mother always said, your father, your biological father, he's not your dad. And I think kind of made sense, right? Because he's my father, he's my biological father. Every child has a father, every child has a mother. At least I don't know of any child who does not have a father or a mother. But my father was not known at first. He was an anonymous donor. He kind of came out of the closet as a donor to this forum, to this group of mothers and my half-siblings when I was 15, or we, like all the half-siblings, were around 14, 15, 16, like we're all around the same age because, his samples, his vials were very sought after. So they were sold out quickly. He was a donor for like 1.5 years, so I turned out to have around 30 half-siblings. He has a few children of his own, and there's a difference, right? We have the donor children, which I consider offspring because they're not my children, they're not mine, I'm not the parent. I don't educate them like a parent, I don't raise them like a parent, I don't teach them like a parent. And there's children, your own children. When I donate to, let's say, a lesbian couple, they are the parents and it's their child. So yeah, that's basically how I was taught. And it makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think it's very complicated, which is also another thing that kind of motivated me because I've seen so many terrible sperm donors out there. It's crazy. There's a few where I'm like, okay, they're great, they're good, they're doing a good job, they're taking it seriously and they know what they're doing and their motivation is a good one. But there's also many where it's like, damn, they really just want as many babies as possible for no given reason. They don't even look like they have great genes. They don't seem very smart. They don't seem like the genes would be sought after. I'm very happy my mother took a lot of time to choose my donor. And I know it's not the easiest subject because some people grow up having better genes and some grow up having worse genes. Easy example is if you grow up having a disability, a genetic disability. Of course, no one wants that. But then there's also genes that make you have a harder time doing sports, for example, right? So I'm happy my mother took a lot of time, chose a great donor, the perfect donor, I believe. I mean, he's, his genes are 50% inside of me, and I'm happy with myself. So, but I'm not gonna become too narcissistic about it. As I said, I have 30 happy, healthy, and smart half siblings. I really enjoy that, and so I planned just a couple months ago, like mid 2024, I decided I want to be a donor myself, and I want to be an open/known donor. An open donor I consider, or I understand as a donor who is open to contact with him, which means I'm not a co-parent. I'm not needy in a way that I want contact with the child. Let me know what the child is doing. Let me know what the child is eating. Let me know what the child is learning. Let me know what you're teaching the child. Not interesting to me. Not important to me. Interesting maybe. Not important, right? Because I have my own private life. I have work. I might have my own family someday. But I'm an open donor, which means I'm open to the child contacting me, asking me for help, asking me for heritage information, asking me to spend time with me and my children, to spend time with other half-siblings, to connect to other half-siblings, to connect to other recipients in other countries. So I'm open in a way for them to reach out to me. And known. That for me is very important. I want to be a known donor, right? I do not donate to recipients that expect their donor to stay anonymous. I believe it's a human right to know where your heritage is from, as long as you can. In some circumstances, the mothers don't know who the father is, which is unfortunate for the child. But I think, and I'm very happy my donor came out of the closet when I was 15, because now, looking back, I've learned a lot about my heritage. I've learned a lot about myself, knowing who my father is, and it just made me understand myself better in a way. However, I don't think growing up without a father is a problem, because there's a lot of father figures out there. There's a lot of father figures on the internet. There's a lot of father figures in your family. There can be uncles, there can be grandfathers, there can be great-granduncles, or whatever. There's a lot out there. So that's basically a bit about myself and like the history. If I go too deep into detail, I could talk a lot about how it was great growing up with a brother, how my half siblings and I, we kind of give each other culture in a way, right? We're enriching each other's lives by spending time together. So much to explain and to talk about this, because it's basically, I'm talking about my life, and who could talk more about my life than myself? So as a child, my mother tested me, and I had an IQ of around 130. I haven't done an IQ test since then, but I've never had a problem to keep up in school. I've had great grades. I never had a problem to keep up in business life. I had my first business when I was 19, worked out 4 years, didn't work out anymore. I still keep thriving, I still work, and I'm still doing fairly well. Compared to my peers, I think that, I'm set up financially in a way that no one else is, and I'm very happy that I was able to achieve that, and that's not just because of my my family and background there, but also because of what my mother did. She chose the right donor. She made a great decision, and it's been very helpful. For example, I do come across as an attractive young man to many women, and it's great. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy. So being athletic, being intelligent, and being considered attractive, and all this is kind of relative. Of course, there's people more attractive than I am, or other people would say. subjectively he's more attractive, or subjectively he's more intelligent or athletic, you know. He might even be more athletic objectively, of course. But I'm very happy that my mother chose a well-rounded donor and that I turned out kind of well-rounded and balanced in a way. Let's see, I don't plan on being a co-parent, right? But I do want to be available to the kids via phone or as a friend in case they need fatherly advice or help growing up. I could see myself as like a long distant uncle, like a friend of the children. I'm open to help and I'm happy to help. And I'm doing this because I am a donor because I want my children to have half siblings. I'm doing this because I want to help them, because it's been a great time, and because I think the gift of this extended family, of this network of blood, is something you can't buy with money, and is something that is worth, it's just, you know, you can't buy it with money. What am I supposed to say? It's not worth anything because it's you can't buy it. And it was so great for me, and I just want to pass it on. And if I never have my own children, I'm happy for my offspring to have it. If I do have my own children, of course, I would love them to connect to their half-siblings as well. So yeah, as said, I was always one of the most athletic children in school. I never had a problem keeping up, even though I didn't do much sports outside of school because my mother was, you know, I could do some like ping pong and some stuff, but the hard sports, my mother wouldn't let me do because she would say, oh, that's extreme, that's dangerous. She loved me doing swimming. Swimming was great. Swimming is not so dangerous if you know how to swim. And it's good for your muscles and your bones and everything. But other sports, she was always like, you know, no fighting sports, no soccer, getting a ball against your head and all that she didn't like. So, but still, you know, I could always keep up in school, and I could keep up in sports at school, and that was great. And that kind of shows that I have athletic genes, and I'm happy that I was given them. Okay, let's see. So I would love to connect my offspring and my family with one another if the recipients and the child are open to it. I believe that recipients should put a lot of trust into their own child's decisions at a certain age, like teenage age, or when they, you know, turn adults, that they want to reach out to their children, want to reach out to their donor, that they are given that opportunity as well. And so I would love for them to be able to reach out to me and ask me about my life, my genetics, my family, and all the things they want to know. When looking for a recipient, it's important to me that the mother is mature, financially responsible, and in a position to provide for a child financially, and that she comes across as physically able to provide for a child as well. Mentally, emotionally, but as I said, also physically. Me on my end, I have no genetic defects. My mother has none, my father has none, I have none. I have no disabilities, no mental disorders, no significant health issues in my family. My father was tested by the cryobank. My mother's genes are great as well. My sperm was tested to be 8 times more potent than normal, so I put a lot of value in having high quality sperm, because that's what I do. That's my profession. It's not my business. I don't make money, but it's a profession that I do, and I take it very seriously, because some recipients, they put in a lot of money to get me somewhere to make a donation, and I don't want to show up with some, you know, half-assed sperm. I'm going to show up with the best possible. So I take a bunch of different supplements. I eat healthy. I do sports. I don't spend too much time in the sauna, for example, just to make sure that my sperm motility, my morphology is on point. And it's great, and it's still improving. I'm still, you know, even getting better, learning more things about fertility every day. It's a super interesting topic. And a lot of people my age, I'm 24 right now, they don't know a lot about it. And I love learning things where other people have no idea about, especially given that fertility is such an important thing in our lives. But that's a different story. Yeah, my grandparents have great genes as well. My grandfather is 94 and he's still working part-time. It was very common in my family to turn older than 95, especially for the women. My great-great-grandmother actually turned 100 years old, so we have long-lasting genes as well. I do like talking about my genes because I sometimes compare myself to like a used car, right? When you go out and you buy a used car, like you want to look everywhere. And we're talking about a used car. This time we're talking about your baby. We're talking about your child. So you want to like look at everything. Like in best case, you would look at every single hair and see, you know, if everything's all right. That's why I'm trying to share as much information about me as possible, and that's why I'm trying to shed so much light on my genetic health. Because please, if you don't choose me as a donor, if you choose any donor, take your time, because the child is going to carry these genes forever into future generations as well. And you will have to spend time with that child until it's 18 too. So most importantly, choose good genes. You're not choosing my English skills. You're not choosing my girlfriend or my friends. You're not choosing all of that. That doesn't really matter. You're choosing my genes. So I'm trying to just open up this used car that I am as much as possible to you guys, for you to like really have a look under the hood, right? You're looking under the hood right now to get a good feeling from me. Under the hood, there's no drinking, no alcohol at all, 0.0. I don't drink alcohol. No smoking, no drugs. I eat healthily and I do sports regularly. I have clean STI, STD tests. I get tested around every month or two. Whenever a recipient pays for my tests, I share them with everyone on my Instagram page, as said, Donor Dan. And what I think is a huge bonus is that I have between 3, maybe 4 citizenships that I can pass on to my offspring. I can pass on my German citizenship, and I can pass on my American citizenship if the child turns 18, or once the child turns 18, because it can kind of waive its inheritance rights. And then I can give the child a German and a US citizenship, possibly even a Canadian and an Italian citizenship. I'm still working on the Italian citizenship though. We're trying to, you know, find the roots and see if we can get Italian citizenship. I am 6 foot tall, 179, 180 centimeters. I weigh 160 pounds. Right now it's like 73 kilos. I have blue eyes. Blue eyes. You see blue eyes? I have white skin. My hair kind of looks darker. It's not this dark. You see my beard? I have like a dark blonde hair, and I have a good hairline. Important, very important. Because if my mother had chosen a bald donor, and I'd be bald by now, by 24, I would blame someone, probably my mother. I'm kind of serious. I'm joking a little bit, but I'm kind of serious at the same time. Just like with most jokes. I only offer artificial insemination, shipping, or collaboration with a clinic. I do not offer natural insemination. I think it's kind of weird, and I don't want any emotional connection between the recipient and me. I want the recipient to focus on the child. I only ask for compensation if there's a lot of travel time involved. The travel itself has to be paid for. For the donation itself, I don't want to be compensated. I think, you know, how am I supposed to put a life on offspring or on a child? I don't know. If you want a child, I can basically ejaculate in the cup and I can help you, given that you're mature and you can provide financially and physically. Sure, you know, I don't need your money. That's fine. But I do have work to do. I do have a private life. And if I have to travel over a long distance, the time has to be compensated to some degree. And the travel cost has to be paid for by the recipient as well. However, that is negotiable too, right? I don't want to like take away any money from the child. That's supposed to be the child's money. I think in the first place, we're doing this not really for ourselves, we're doing this for the child. I'm doing it for the child, that's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, and I think that's like the collection of questions. Or no, sorry, that was like the make a cut here. Let me get into a few frequently asked questions right here, just because I've gotten a good message the other day on Facebook, so I want to go into those just to make sure that we go through the most important questions. I would love to tell you guys a bunch of funny stories about myself and the shit that I do, like the work that I do. I didn't talk about what I do for a living. I'm a land investor, and I help a friend of mine who has a contracting business for public contracts. Um, Basically, you know, trying to get into industries where making money is not dangerous and easy. Um, and that's been working out well. I buy land privately and for investors, and I develop the land in simple ways. Um, I consider myself an entrepreneur. I'm in the board of directors for an entrepreneurs club in Germany with around 100 entrepreneurs. I founded that myself, kind of a founding person, extroverted you could say, but I still have introverted parts of myself, but I'm more extroverted. But yeah, just to give you something about my character, because I think not only the looks and the health go with the genes, it's also the character that can go with the genes, and so I just want to shed some light on that. Let me see about the frequently asked questions that we got the other day. So where am I located? Everyone asks me, where are you located? Not easy to answer because I'm always somewhere else. I'm always traveling around for donations. I travel a lot between first world countries and Western countries because that's where most people are asking for donations. Central Europe, United Kingdom, United States, Southeast Asia as well, or just other Asian countries. The best way I can help is by getting your ovulation dates for the next 3 to 6 months, and then I can tell you. I need your location actually and your ovulation dates, and then I can tell you from where I would have to travel, how expensive the travel would be, where I am, so you could also come to me, and I can go from there, or we can go from there. As I said, I don't charge for donations itself. I don't charge for the donation itself, but the travel time and travel cost should be compensated to a fair amount. How far in advance should you reserve donation dates? Depending on your location, I think 2 to 3 months should be good. The earlier the better, right? Right now, my travel for donations, and that's also the reason I'm looking kind of tired right now because I just came back from Thailand and I already have the next donation in a couple days. So I have to move from place to place a lot. My next donation is in a few days. As you guys can tell, I'm getting tired. The earlier you let me know, the better. So my travel plans for the next 4 to 6 months is kind of set, but I can still do little travels in between, and there's still, opportunities for me to help, and you can still come to wherever I am. Are you afraid to be sued for child support? No. First of all, I choose my recipients wisely. Second of all, we put in contracts. Third of all, my finances are set up in a way that I can't be sued, right? I don't have a lot of things in my name, don't have money in my name, don't make a lot of money in my name. So good luck. Let me see. I said this one lady just asked me a few really good questions on there she goes, Ashley. She asked me, what is your ethnicity? My ethnicity is a mix of Italian, German, and French. I do have some other European heritage in me as well, but it's mostly Italian, German, and French. What is your education level? I finished school with a really good GPA, like a 3.8, 3.9 GPA. However, university was kind of boring to me. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to live life and work and be hands-on, and it's worked out well for me. It's been the right path for me to get on the ground, get the work done, get this kind of true experience and use the internet to learn and artificial intelligence. So I don't think university is as necessary as it used to be in the past. How many families have or will you help? So I have a pretty tight schedule because of my work, and I can't do an endless amount of donations. Also, only 1 out of 4 or 5 donations is successful on average, because most of my recipients, or most recipients in general, are over 35, so it takes a couple tries to get there. So there's no way I'm going to have like a crazy amount of children. However, I don't have a fixed number. I'm not the one to say I'm going to stop at 5, I'm going to stop at 10, stop at 20. But I'm probably going to stop in my mid-30s to late 40s, so I'm not going to go forever. And if there's good reasons and recipients tell me, hey, we're enough now, for this and this reason, I would stop donating, because I'm doing this not for myself, I'm doing this for my offspring. However, of course, if I want my own children, I will have as many children of my own as I want to. But I put a lot of effort into finding recipients that are transparent and honest to their child, so that the half-siblings can get to know each other, because that's the best prevention to these incest fears. Even though I think the incest fears are kind of unnecessary, because we're 8 billion people on this earth, so even if someone has 10,000 children, the chance of them meeting each other is lower than running into someone who has a genetic disease. But I do want the children to know of each other and to know their donor, just because I want them to find out more about themselves and to learn, and I want them to have this peace of mind of knowing, okay, I have, let's say, 18 half-siblings, 1 here, 1 in Thailand, 1 in LA, 1 in Florida, 1 in Curacao, 1 in the UK, and 1 in Germany. So I really want them to have this peace of mind. So yeah, I think I've been talking quite a bit. I hope I could give you a good feeling for myself, and I'm definitely looking forward to receiving some ovulation dates and some travel plans, possibly me to you or you to me. I'm looking forward to your message. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any more questions, you can always send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or ask for my WhatsApp phone number and text me on WhatsApp. Take care. Goodbye, guys.